yourself and asking for mercy and forgiveness, as well as afflicting your soul. And it's the spirit that tonight is the memorial blowing the trumpet. Yep. You see what I'm saying? And Psalms 83, if you can help me out real quick. Is it back on?
After that precept, you get that number, whoever had that number 10.
I'm trying to proofread it real quick for you. And then get with the brother asked. I'm just double checking, making sure it ain't. Still like it, 81 and 3. 81 and 3.
81. This Psalms 81 and 3. It says, blow up the trumpet in the new moon in the time appointed on our solemn feast day.
Yeah, 4.
It says, for this was a statute for Israel and a law of the God of Jacob.
So there it is, man.
Right, because we're going to literally blow a trumpet in the kingdom.
Exactly.
Because that's a royal instrument. I love
the
trumpets.
now, right?
Yeah, of course. Because it's a Sabbath service. So anytime it's a Sabbath service, the trumpet is being, you know what I'm saying, it's being blown. Right now, it's a spiritual trumpet that's being blown. And what? We are, you know what I'm saying, reminiscent of that voice of the trumpet. There you go, you know what I'm saying? So, but in the kingdom, we go blow physical trumpets. You hear me? You hear me? I love the trumpet though. A lot of those old school artists, like those Jakes, you know, like Earth, Wind, and Fire, you know what I'm saying? Different type of Jakes. They always had the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? That's a powerful instrument, bro. Yeah, I love the trumpet. You see? It's a royal, man.
And it sounds different tunes for different purposes. Rather it be you call it Israel together for a congregation, rather it be you get ready to prepare for war, rather it be you sound the alarm. You know, that's essentially what we're doing. We sound the alarm to prepare our people to the battle, rather they take heed into the words, man, of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. So whatever y'all brothers got.
We're going to keep going to Leviticus.
Was that in
No, it's more. It's more.
Leviticus 23 and verse 22. When ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor.
Right, that's a part of our welfare system. Yep. I remember we was in Chicago. This woman, she was asking brothers, Elder Malcolm, like questions and stuff about what you do, like for your widow and stuff like that. But that, like the brother just read, man. He read the scriptures.
Yeah, because Israel, we weren't supposed to be in our righteous state. We weren't supposed to be a greedy nation. We were supposed to look out for all our people, you know. Not this capitalist shit Esau got going on, where it's just about, you know, one certain group of people heaping all the riches to themselves. It says, "Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua your God." And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month and the 1st day of the month shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets and holy convocation.
You know, and essentially, man, we don't have the brother bring up the numbers, whoever got it, whichever one has got it. But it's a holy convocation, it's a Sabbath.
Yeah, right. It's a solemn assembly. You see? Because the brother, your call, which is going into about the memorial blowing of the trumpets of how the Heavenly Father delivered us from our enemy. You see? So it's a solemn assembly, it's a serious thing, right? Just like in the book at the time of Esther with the Pure. You know what I'm saying? That's a prime example right there. You see, that's a serious a situation. It ain't a fucking joke.
Like the Passover.
Yeah, right. That's why every high holy day it's a Shabbat. It's a Passover. It's a reflection about that. That's the first one. You see?
Yeah. Who got the numbers?
Yeah, read that out and then go back to it.
Yeah.
This is Numbers chapter 10, verse 2, 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, make thee 2 trumpets of silver, of a whole piece shalt thou make them, that thou mayest use them for the calling of the assembly and for the journey of the camp.
Right. So this is the actual way of how it was supposed to blend down during the memorial blowing of the trumpets. You know what I'm saying? You had those trumpets, like the brother reading, you know what I'm saying, they would blow them, and then they had them usually for what how can I put it?
It's kind of like a rendezvous too, like the signal for people to gather.
Right.
Like that. Right. It's a sign.
Right.
It's an indication.
Right.
Come on.
It was another word.
Lord, we'll come to
that's good enough. Go ahead, bro.
But that's why I said for the calling of the assembly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's together all 12 tribes together.
Yeah.
Numbers 10:3. And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to thee at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
I said it too, what the brother Mashal just said about, he said they calling the 12 tribes together, because that's what the Lord is doing right now through the prophets, calling all 12 tribes back together, right? Putting us back in remembrance of who we are. Because again, we as from the prophecy, we would lose our heritage. We even, all the brothers here, we didn't know we was Israelites. We weren't born knowing that. None of us were. I'm pretty sure you got certain brothers who had sons and they raised them up in the truth, but all of us, I'm pretty sure we weren't growing up knowing Israelites. All of us is multiple different tribes in here, man, you know. So the Lord gathered all 12 tribes right now. It's a spirit. He Lord blowing the trumpet. You know?
That's how you know it's the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit's supposed to bring all things back to what?
Remember.
And that's actually what that word
I was
zakar.
about to say that.
Yeah. It's like, no, bring it out. If you want to bring it out, cut it out. It's to call to mind, to remember, to recall. That's what that word zakar for memorial go into. Though it's manifold words, you know, that's using the same words, because brother mentioned the one as well.
Yeah.
You know, that goes to it as well.
One of the words is a record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of the words is record. Yeah, that's what we doing. We going into the records, man. You know what I'm saying? And telling the people, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. Like we explaining the records to the people, the ancient records, man. Right. You know? You got it out.
I got to put a quick slap. You know,
No, you get your
this is Iraq Ecclesiasticus 36 and verse 11. It says, "Gather all the tribes of Jacob together, and inherit thou them as from the beginning." So that's what we're reading in Numbers. Numbers are basically the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is what we're doing: blowing the trumpet and gathering everybody, gathering all 12 tribes back again. Man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when you go into Isaiah the 13th chapter where it talk about the banner,
Exactly.
it's kind of like it's reminiscent of it, because when you have with the banner, it gives you a definition. It says it says set up on high mountains, right? Especially in case of an invasion, when it showed the people where to assemble. So that's what the trumpet is. You know what I'm saying? It's showing the people where to assemble under the umbrella, under the, you know what I'm saying, in the confines and the circumference of Yahweh Shem Sounds like you want.
And if I'm not mistaken, the trumpet is the loudest instrument in the band too. So everybody is able to hear it, man. You know what I'm saying? It was literally specifically used for war. I mean, for whatever it was used
the
for.
apostles are to her, he always made mention of like the great trumpeters. You know what I'm saying? Like Dizzy Gillespie, we were talking about the Jake who, you know, blew with Miles Davis. We were talking about how he seen him before he died, like the day before. He was eating crab and shit. Quick. And as a spiritual argument, because that just came to mind too, is like because scripture speak about like the last trump. The trump that represents destruction. Right, the destruction. You see?
Yep. This is real quick. Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, in the house of Jacob their sins.
Right, so yeah, you're supposed to be complaining. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be complaining. Scripture says Ezekiel 94, that sigh and cry for the abominations that we. So that's a form of crying. You complaining to the Heavenly Father. You see, to destroy this place, to, you know what I'm saying? Bring forth righteousness. You see?
Yeah, because when you go into that word blowing, it goes into that. It goes into a battle cry. That's one of the definitions of that word blowing in that Leviticus 23 and 24. Blowing of the trumpets. It's a battle cry. It's an alarm. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we proclaiming on the streets. We're sounding the alarm of the battle. We're letting the people know we at war, man. It ain't time for murder.
You got to preach that real quick. What did I say, all right?
Lift up,
spirit.
Lift up, right.
Good, boss.
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is night at hand.
You can speak on the Kadash,
Shit. Yeah, that's the spirit. Bring it back, all right.
Joel 2:1. Blow ye.
Back pass. Yeah. I ain't shooting right away. Go ahead, all right.
Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Yeah, because that's what, like again, we're saying the prophets are sounding an alarm, all right, which we're letting the people know that we're moving into the next phase of this war. You know what I'm saying? And it said that it gave specifics on who we're to blow the alarm to, which is the children of Israel, right? The people of Israel, and we're proclaiming that the Lord is coming back. You know what I'm saying? We're proclaiming on the housetops of like today's a feast day, the things that pertain to the Lord and the things that pertain to the enemy, man. You know what I'm saying? We letting you know that we actually at war. It's about to intensify.
Let me chime in about the shot because I do want you to hit verse 2. But this is when you go into the word Zion, that's where you get to Zion. Okay, it says another name for Jerusalem. When you go into the root word, right, to Zion, it says signpost, monument, or market. You see what I'm saying? And then that holy mountain is talking about the nation of Israel. Holy, of course, is set apart, but that mountain is likened to a government, the governing body, which would be the elect, all right, of the nation of Israel. All right, now since you mentioned that, we prophesying of a time of war. Can you hit verse 2, Bible Kashab?
Joel 2:2. A day of darkness and of gloominess.
Hold on, what?
A day of darkness and of gloominess.
It's gonna be all light.
A day of darkness and of gloominess.
A day of darkness and of gloominess, man. Y'all know that scripture is either Zephaniah or Zechariah 1:14 that go into the darkness and the gloominess.
I got it right here. Zephaniah.
That's the spirit. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's what's coming, man. Amos 5:18. Think not that the Lord come to send peace on earth, man. He come out to send peace with a sword, but Amos 5:18 is going to that darkness as well. All right. The point being, though, we prophesying these things to come, and look what's manifested in the earth. You see, you got all hell breaking loose. The brothers mentioned in Maui, all right, off camera, about, what I'm saying, how they pretty much been devastated out there in Hawaii. They've been devastated. You go for miles. You got people trying to flee. You see what I'm saying? Couldn't get away from all the smoke and all the debris and all the fire and shit, man. Mass casualties, man. And this is the Lord just getting started. And He's putting the spirit on these devils to use whatever they're using to come down, having great wrath, all right, upon you inhabitants of the earth, man. You see, so if you ain't got that covering and that protection of Yahweh Shemel Shai, you're going to be caught out there. You see, that's why we forewarn you of these things to come. What y'all got?
I got
This brother got somewhere.
Did you finish that verse out, though? Finish out 2 real quick and then get what the brother got.
All right. Joel 2:2. A day of darkness and of gloominess.
Right.
A day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
And that people is talking about the missiles. Because right now, the Apostle Hardy did a lesson going into Israel trying to refine those guys who pretty much was missing for the last 2 years or so. And they come back out talking about, and the scriptures don't talk about missiles, they don't talk about this, that, and the other.
Wow.
But little do y'all know, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures go all into that, man. What do you think Isaiah 9:5 is talking about? And all these other scriptures that coincide with it, man. All right, that people is talking about the missiles, man.
Right, because when you read down and within the context and the subject matter that's being discussed, it's obvious that it's talking about an actual person. If they fall on a sword, he gonna be destroyed.
Right.
That's the precept you go to. You can go jump right down to that. All right, you say this part, you can go right to the point where they say when he fall on a sword, they ain't gonna be wounded.
Exactly.
The ironic thing about that, what you just said, the head of the like trial of fire, Nazariah, when he's kicked out of Chicago, he used to say that. He said context.
That's good.
He got that from Nazariah though, because he's always talking about the context. Exactly, like brothers mentioned, the scriptures, the scriptures let you know what it's talking about when you just read up or down sometimes, but the Spirit got to reveal it unto you though. Because you got people that just read it and they still can't get it because it's sealed unto them.
But that's why Isaiah 29. That's literally what verse 3 says: a fire devours before them and behind them a flame burns. It's going into the destruction. Right. If you got the eyesight to receive it, man. All right.
Say line upon line. That's where the context come in. Line upon line. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, brother. So what y'all got?
I got
It's Numbers, back in Numbers chapter 10. Because we in a time of war, because the trumpets was blown for different occasions. You had trumpets for feast days, the new moon, stuff like that. But you also had the trumpet will give a sign for the time of war.
It had an alarm attached to it. Without the alarm, it'd be more like a feast or a gathering.
It's Numbers chapter 10 and verse 9. And if ye go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresseth you, then ye shall blow an alarm with the trumpets, and ye shall be remembered before Yahweh your power,
ye shall be saved from your enemies. So that's the time we in, you know. If the brother your call speaking on, we up and up. You know, back in the time of Egypt, we was crying unto the Lord. The Lord heard our cry. We crying it. In modern day Egypt, it tell you that Isaiah the 19th chapter. We had cried to the Lord. He had saved us from our oppressors when he had sent a great Savior. So that's what's going on.
I brought this precept up real quick. It's Joshua chapter 6, verse 16. It says, and it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord hath given you the city, and the city shall be accursed, even it and all that are therein. To the Lord only Rahab the harlot shall live, and she and all that are with her in her house. It says, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed. When ye take of the accursed thing and make the camp of it, and make camp of Israel a curse and trouble it. And obviously we know this is talking about when Joshua and Caleb and the Israelites took down the city of Jericho. But how did they do it? All right, of course through the Spirit of the Lord, but the Lord had them do what? Blow trumpets, man, which brought down the walls of Jericho, because that was Jericho's glory. That was Jericho's defense, its walls. And now the Lord is about to do the same thing, but on a bigger scale, because we blowing the trumpet spiritually, and we about to bring down Esau's defense. His whole kingdom, we about to bring it down, man. Yeah, just like the walls of Jericho.
Because the trumpet, they send out a particular vibration. You feel me? You dealing with, like, you know what I'm saying, you know, music and things of that nature, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is with the trumpet. It pushes out a particular vibration. You see?
And it said when the priests blew the trumpets. See, and we the modern day priests, man. You know, because through Yahushua and King David, we have become those modern day priests. So, like, what you saying?
Oh no, I was thinking about musical instruments. You know,
Jake in the music.
Because, right, but think
that
about
shit, Jake.
I ain't thinking that. But it's just like,
I'm talking about the information of wisdom.
Yeah, right. The Isaiah 10, they talk about how the axe the axe is an instrument, but it can't do nothing if the man don't wield it. So it's the same thing with a trumpet or a flute or whatever. The Heavenly Father is using us as vessels, utensils, instruments, so to speak, and he blowing breath in us. Okay, and now you hear the trumpet blow. You know?
Right, yeah, that's what the Hebrew word for instrument is, kalaya. You know what I'm saying? That's the Hebrew word for instrument, because that's what the brother name is in Detroit.
That made me think
instrument.
His voice like the sound of many waters. Like that's like a representation of the prophet. You said he's blowing that breath into us, and it's spewing out of us, bro. At a high vibration. You know what I'm saying? It's the loudest vibration out there. It's affecting everybody in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? On both sides.
The brothers just said the trumpet is the loudest instrument. I heard a brother say it.
Yeah.
I got something that's off of Wikipedia. I just put in trumpet. It says the trumpet, like instruments, have historically been used as signaling devices in battle or hunting, with examples dating back to at least 2,000 years BC.
Yeah, because even when Yahushua come back, before he go to battle, you gonna hear the trumpets. You know what I'm saying? Angels gonna blow them trumpets, and then they gonna get busy.
It says they began to be used as musical instruments only in the late 14th or 15th century.
So really, the trumpet is specifically for declarations or announcements and things of that nature. Really wasn't an instrument at all.
Yeah, I got that precept you just quoted real quick. And it's First Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with the shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead Hamashiach shall rise first. God, that's just the precept backing up what the brother said, man, about the fact that when the Lord come back, you're going to hear that trumpet, man. He said to sing with the shout and with the trumpet of the Most High, man.
That's right.
You know, he come back for war. It was good to say, he righteous, he the judge and make war. You know?
That's it. And from my understanding, that's a literal shout.
Yeah.
Now, if I can a brother give me yeah, exactly. One of y'all brothers, get me 1 Corinthians 14 and start at 6. Start at 6 and read to at least the 9. That's how you know it's the spirit. So whoever got it, let's go.
Let's go.
Lift up two. Come on. Whoever got it.
Yeah.
Start at 6.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 6. Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you? Except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge.
One more time, bring it back. Salakia.
1 Corinthians 14 and 6.
Let's go.
Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you? Except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine.
Yeah. Tongues ain't, and I gotta quote the beloved elder Apostle Rakah. You know, tongues ain't you out there in the midst of church. I'm like, that ain't fucking tongues, man. You know what I'm saying? That ain't tongues, man. You know, speaking in different languages, essentially, it's real simple. Okay?
Yeah, when you go into the word, tongues, it go back to languages.
Exactly.
The word tongue.
And that's where you get the comment in Acts, the 2nd chapter.
We don't want to quote.
And they tell you, read certain precepts. The best of most places in Revelation was the gospel until he spoke to them in the Hebrew tongue.
Beautiful. Bring it back one more time.
First Corinthians chapter 14 verse 6. Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you? Except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine.
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, Paul's telling them that ain't gonna do nothing. I'm speaking to you with tongue. I gotta break down and give you the doctrine. I gotta give you the revelations that's in the scriptures.
Exactly.
He's talking to the Israelites too. You gotta always make mention that every time we read Paul's letter, we gotta bring that fact out. You hear me? Every time we read Paul's letter, we gotta specify that it's to the Israelites that's scattered in that particular location. You hear me? It ain't for everybody.
Because that verse will remind me, because what Jake like to do is say, can you speak Hebrew?
Yeah.
Can you read the Bible in Hebrew?
Right,
So
right.
tell me what that verse say in Hebrew.
Right.
How is that gonna edify you if I
Right.
tell you what it's saying in Hebrew? I'm not here to teach you a language. I'm here to teach you the breakdown.
Exactly.
The revelations.
Right,
The
the revelations.
things to come. You know what I'm saying? The lamentation more than the woe that's written in the scriptures. You ain't about speaking Hebrew.
Then I'm glad you just said that. Start at 5. Bible Pashah.
1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 5.
So start at 4. 4 through 9.
1 Corinthians chapter 14
Yeah,
and
because
verse
the
4.
church of Corinth, they was just like, what's a word that I can use to describe them, a particular adjective. But Paul had to tell them numerous, like I always say, when we read the book of the 1 Corinthians, it's Paul getting on them niggas.
Right.
You hear me? There you go. It was hard head, bro. Like the brother Yabukai just said. You see? So go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 4. He that speaketh in an unknown tongue edifieth himself. He that prophesieth edifieth the church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they probably was boasted in the fact that they could speak fluent Hebrew. Yeah, Paul, like, look, what that gonna do?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know this breakdown right here, though?
Exactly.
You know this interpretation?
Like you said, that the Lord is only coming for Israel. He ain't coming to save, you know what I'm saying, the entire world, etc.
Back then it was that Yahweh Shai had come and you know what I'm saying? You knew all the Hebrew, but you don't see that this is this is the anointing.
Exactly. Just like some of the Sadducees didn't believe in the reincarnation.
Oh yeah, the Corinthians. What was it? Was that the Corinthians? It was the Romans where he had to tell them. Are they Hebrews? I mean, that is Corinthians.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he had to tell them niggas that. But I'm thinking about Romans when Paul said, "I am a Benjamite of the tribe of Benjamin," because they was thinking that
Romans 12, right? Philippians too.
Mm-hmm.
One in Philippians as well. So I'm saying.
Romans 11.
Yeah, it is Romans 11. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 14 and 5. I would that you all spake with tongues, but rather that you prophesied.
So that's what's more important. That's what's more beneficial for our people because our people all speak this bastard language of the English tongue, man.
Yeah, so Paul saying, yeah, that's good if you speak, you know what I'm saying, Hebrew. But the main thing is to prophesy.
Exactly.
That's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know the Hebrew front to back. You know the Hebrew alphabet. You see, you know this and that.
You got some brothers in different camps that do speak different languages, and they out there to edify people that speak, you know, that Espanol and Spanish and stuff like that, man. Sign language and things. Some brothers speak French and Creole.
Tanzania.
But they all doing what? They edifying via the prophecies, man. You know? So you got it.
It says, for greater is he that prophesieth than he that speaketh with tongues.
Exactly. So you prophesying, you bringing out the scriptures, the doctrine. You better than the individual who just know, Hebrew front to back. He can hold a Hebrew conversation with you for more than 5 minutes. Only speaking Hebrew.
Shit, multiple languages. You can speak 4 languages, but like you said, you can't break down like the Revelation 13 or something. Then what good is that? You boasting in that for no reason.
Exactly.
Right, because like the scriptures say that the angel told John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos, he said, "Worship the Heavenly Father." The Yahweh Shai, the spirit of prophecy. You see, so that's how you know you're in the spirit of the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shai. If you prophesy, you can speak.
Well, you got certain individuals, they be like, well, I don't deal with eschatology. You ain't dealing with Yahweh Shai then.
There you go, bro. That's it. You got more?
No,
It says, except he interpret that the church may receive edifying. Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you? Except I shall speak to you either by revelation, or by knowledge, or by prophesying, or by doctrine. And even things without life, giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is pipe or harp?
Bring that last verse back one more time.
1 Corinthians 14:7. And even things without life, giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is pipe or harp?
Now, if I can say, because I do want to kind of look up this word distinction, but when you hear this truth, it's different from anything you ever heard. You know what I'm saying? This knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shemiel Shai, ain't nobody out here teaching this. You know that salvation is only for Israel.
That's that new song.
That the Lord's coming to bring destruction upon this place. Because they don't want to teach about that. That's going to lose the congregation and the followers, man. Speaking about the nastiness of the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? You can get into it, right?
You know, this distinction, another like synonym for that would be like Pacific. Because if you ain't blowing Pacific sound, if it sounds too similar, that's why again, like these certain groups who pushing that image of that sound of mirth. That's why people do. And then people like brothers always say, like certain camps, like ISUBK, NYC, they attract a certain spirit of Jacob. You know, that with the ones who are part of that group usually have the same spirit, man. They pushing that uncertain sound. You know?
If I could say the word in the etymology dictionary for distinction, it says one of the parts into which something is divided, a chapter or paragraph, late. It says
that's how you
able
to differentiate.
It literally says that. Differentiate. Now, this is what I thought of, the word holy. Because it's set apart. This truth, this doctrine, man, it's different from anything else you ever heard, man.
There got to be a distinct sound because why? You listening for a particular sound for a particular occasion. Okay, well, the trumpet from the feast, it sound like this. Or the trumpet for war, it sound like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna be the same pitch. Right? It's gonna be a different, you know what I'm saying, tempo, if you will, like a better term.
It's like a tone of voice. So you happy, and then you sad, you angry, and it's gonna sound different. You can tell what type of spirit somebody's in based off communicating with them, even if they don't directly tell you what's going on with them. You know?
Hey, I got to preach, man.
You got one more right up.
One more. 1 Corinthians 14:8. For if the trumpet giving uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle?
Right. Because you blow on a trumpet that's not familiar to the ear of the people when it comes to battles and wars. That don't sound. That don't sound like a trumpet for war. It sounds like a trumpet for we about to celebrate. Celebrate the song. But y'all really think you blowing a trumpet for war? That's not what the people hearing. That's not familiar to their ear. You see? It's not, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is with us. The Lord said, my sheep hear. So it's about what we hear. We hear the voice of that. It's a distinction between the voice of the Heavenly Father through His Son Yahweh Shai, you know, and everybody else. So it's a distinction, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. They know not the voice of strangers.
Well, no, not the voice of strangers. So in the capacity of the trumpets, we know the difference between a trumpet and war. That's what it is with us. Yeah. We know the difference. That's a lot of Jake. They just, like, you know what I'm saying, they blind followers. Blind to blind, like the scripture says. And they both are following this. That's it. So we know the particular sound for war. Because we're familiar with it. You see? How? Because the scriptures.
Yeah. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 15. He that had ears to hear, let him hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, because that's why the scripture says back in Corinthians, with Apostle Paul, he said, 1 Corinthians 2nd chapter, said the natural man
receiveth not the things of the spirit.
Right. And when you go into the word natural, it goes into
The word you go in the outer tune.
Yeah, out of tune, right. So he don't know he don't know the particular frequency or the tone to listen for when it's a trumpet for war. He don't know that one, man. You see?
It says, but whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the market and calling unto their fellows and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not.
Because that sound is foreign to them. They can't receive it.
Yeah, because when you go into the book of Acts, when you had Apostle Paul and like Athens, I think he was in Athens when his spirit was stirred up in it, that the city was getting holy to idolatry. And okay, the water, brother. Acts 17. Then you read down, because they was talking about Paul, what this babbler say, and then what they say to him. He said they brought him to the elders. He tell him what the hell he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? You see, because he said, because that will bring certain strange things to our ear. You see?
Exactly. But meanwhile, they always wanted to hear something new.
Yeah.
They said they spent all their time to figure out or hear something new.
Yep.
You know, but they couldn't receive God.
To hear or to tell something new.
Right. That's what, because when you think about some of the things that people believe in the world, it's like you believe in crazy shit, dude, and your shit you believe in is false. It be bugged out.
But, wow.
But you can't believe this. We crazy.
No, bro.
Nah, go ahead.
This Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 1. It says, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him up, and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever hears the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Because y'all niggas ain't sticking to what they call the hymns, if you will. You know, like orchestra, they got the music on the sheet and shit. I don't know what that's called in particular. You already got the right fucking tune right there. Right. You playing something completely different. Right. So it's gonna be on you because we're supposed to be blowing up. I'm talking about, and we know that's metaphorically talking about individuals who pushing it, or it's the legs that they pushing the word of the Lord. You see, you blowing the wrong tune, man. So you gonna be responsible for if people lose their life because you should have been doing this, and you know that too. You know you're supposed to be doing it. You see, like the Lord used the parable with the two sons, and he repented. You see, which one of them, you know?
Right. It says, verse 5, Ezekiel the 33rd chapter. It says, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood should be upon him.
Right, so a lot of people hearing what we're saying right now, they're not caring. Yeah. They're not taking warning. They're not preparing themselves spiritually.
What you want from me? Right. I blew the trumpet. The Lord gave me this.
I did my job.
He gave me this hymn note. He sat that bitch right in front of me like a violinist. You know what I'm saying? Or a person who's playing a particular instrument. You know, whether in a band or whatever. And I played what the Lord put in front of me. I ain't played anything else. So if you don't get it, that's on you, nigga.
That's it. It's like we laid the armor on the bed. You know what I'm saying? The nigga see the armor and just walk out to the battle without the armor on. Man. That's literally what this whole chapter. Exactly, bro.
It says, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Yeah. Right, and that's what everybody is doing. We're trying to deliver our own souls with fear and trembling. Of course, as the scriptures say. While still, you know what I'm saying, going out there blowing the trumpet ourselves, you know, waking up the elect. Until it's time for not to go out there no more, man. Because the sword is about to come. You know, the warning not going to be a warning forever. It's actually going to come.
Right. Hit that last verse in there.
The very last verse?
No, the next verse, the 6th verse.
Oh, okay. It says, verse 6, Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
Yeah, break it down.
Right, the blood's gonna be on your hand because you ain't blow the trumpet. You ain't warn the people. And not only is it just one person's blood, you got millions of people's blood. You got a whole village, a whole flock of people blood on your hands, man. So, you know what I'm saying? When this war coming in, but you blew the trumpet in a tune where, you making feast, prosperity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And guess what? When all the blood gets shed, it's gonna be upon your hands.
Right. The scriptures say, if you love me, you're supposed to feed the flock. And he said, also, if you love me, you're supposed to keep my commandments. So us knowing this truth, you've been endowed with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You're supposed to warn people, warn the masses. And you got certain individuals that's not warning our people of the impending danger that's soon to come. You see what I'm saying?
So you don't stop blowing the trumpet. You gotta have endurance. Like the Apostle Torah said, the trumpeters, they used to do particular exercise with their lips and their muscles because they know going to play a long set. So you gotta settle in. You see? Because we can't stop blowing the trumpet until what? The heavenly Father get a signal.
Exactly.
You see? And what's the signal gonna be? Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's the signal. It's time to stop blowing the trumpet. Now it's time for the things that we were blowing the trumpet about. It's time for them to manifest. It's time for them to take place. You see? We blow the trumpet. Now the trumpeters, they about to tuck their trumpet in and go in the back in the motherfucking show over. Because we look at certain period pieces, they'll have a castle, right? And there's a balcony and there's a window. A window open and they get to blow. And then they go back in the window and close that bitch. You see? That's what it is with the prophets. Lord willing, we're in the house of David. We come to the top, blow that motherfucker, because that's just our job. We ain't supposed to stand there and blow the trumpet forever.
All night long.
No.
Everybody going home still.
And that's the spirit. The majority of the time, when you blow on the trumpet, it's like an announcement going to be made. That's to get people attention. Because something being said.
That's what I was thinking about, because you would blow the trumpet on different occasions. And it can be likened unto when we see different things happen pertaining to prophecy, whether it be the MOTB trumpet or the famine trumpet. We blow these different trumpets for the different occasions, but then you got a lot of camps that's not blowing the MOTB trumpet. So when that MOTB prophecy come, your blood is gonna be responsible because you ain't blow the MOTB trumpet, so to speak.
I want to say real quick, man. Jeremiah 6 and 17 also have a set watchman over you saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. You know what I'm saying? So they like, nah, I'm good. They don't want to hear what we got to say.
It don't sound good to them because they out of tune. So if you out of tune, it's going to sound like some garbage. You in tune, when you in the right frequency, it's going to sound like music to your ears.
Right.
Yeah, because when you drinking wine, scripture, the doctrine is likened unto wine. But when you drink wine, it helps you feel the music more. Right. Maybe that's just me.
No, it's
in scripture, brother. But it shows you too, like what Yaquan just said, is like, even with the brother Tabiah says, like, if you ain't in tune with the right frequency, it's gonna sound like garbage. Yeah. That's why, like a nigga can listen to like I say, we listen to like a brother might listen to some classical music. Then I did like a complete nigga walk in there, he like, man, this is garbage, man. Because he used to hearing bullshit. Yeah. Or a nigga that's drinking 4 Locos, he tries to smash me. Which means that if you're a brother that drink that, hey, whatever. But if you drinking 4 Locos every damn day, then you drink some nice wine, you're gonna be like, man, this wine garbage. No, it's that shit you've been drinking is garbage. You're just not used to good shit.
And now let me go as far as saying this, because we like real individuals over here, like, because a certain time you want to hear a song, you're like, I want to hear it. You hear me? Back and listen again. No, really, because that's even how it be, even with the word for some individuals. Yeah. Their brother could give testimony or whatever. They told somebody they ain't listen, and then once down the line they call it crying type shit. You know, so sometimes it be like that with a song. You gotta you gotta learn to like it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You gotta sometimes you got like
that's how the older heads is with the music. That's how he is with our music. Like, I can't understand that shit. Like what you listening to. And over time you see him start to catch the beat. You know what I'm saying? That's how the truth is. Yeah, because the scripture is what it's like a classic song. Right. It's old.
Can I bring this up?
Right. And that's called what? Longevity.
Yeah.
That's what those songs from the 60s and the 50s that's still like Earth, Wind and Fire. Them type of songs, bro.
You can play it to this day.
You can play it to this day. Everybody hears
the blues with Marvin Gaye.
Right, hell, that's my shit. Come on, you know that. But it's like I said, the scripture is a classic. It's song compared to a song. So you can read a verse that you read 8 years ago, 9 years ago, whatever, and then it still hold weight to this day.
Yes. Especially if you ain't heard it and you got to blow the dust.
Right, come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Now let me bring this up real quick. It says, what is timeless music?
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about
It says a song which one can listen to again and again.
Yeah, you're right. That's that's even more perfect of an adjective to describe what we're talking about.
It said you can timeless.
Yeah.
You can listen to again and again without.
Yeah, like some Michael Jackson shit. Yeah, that's it, timeless. You put that on, everybody love Michael Jackson. It can be Prince. You put Prince on. But mainly Michael Jackson with the children. They love Michael Jackson. My children too. They right up.
And they was the king of pop for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And those songs that he made was timeless. Even when he was with his brothers with the Jackson 5. Those songs are timeless.
Exactly.
And you okay?
But that showed you that it showed you everybody know that the daughters of music was brought lower. Because look at the condition in which music is today. And it's all about, riding on your brother, drill music, and killing this and killing that. And people even talking about it on these podcasts, talking about, hey man, we out here turning up to murder music. And it was, giving their opinion about it. But just finishing up this definition, and y'all got it. It says, what is timeless music? A song which one can listen to again and again without any sense of lethargy or boredom, and also for any span of time.
Yeah, that's why Esau got rid of that type of music. Yeah. You see? Because with this music, you get sick of that shit. I'm tired of hearing this.
Yeah, after a while.
Yeah, you talk about the same shit over and over again. Like the brother mentioned. Drilling, killing, and blood spilling.
No substance.
That's all niggas talking about. Yeah, they drilling, killing, blood spilling. Y'all ain't talking about nothing with like the brother said, with substance or meaning, significance to it. We ain't talking about nothing.
Something you can really relate to. See, a lot of the reason why that music is considered timeless from the 60s, 70s is because you can relate to it. We was talking about the inner city blues. They ain't got no money for no car, ain't got no money for the bills and this, that, and the other. You behind on rent. You can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff rapping about chains and cars and clothes that most people don't even know. Say what? Jay can't really relate to that, man. You see what I'm saying? So what precepts y'all got? What y'all holding?
Yeah, so what's y'all?
Well, I was gonna say something. You had made a beautiful point about that we're not been blowing the trumpet for forever, like it says in Amos 11. You know what I'm saying? Because why? This ain't the Titanic. You know what I'm saying? You know how they were still playing the music while this bitch is going down, man. Yeah. And brothers ain't. The Lord's going to stop the prophecies after a certain time. Brothers prophesy. I mean to say, after a certain point. Why the Titanic is going down, man? You know?
Right. The Lord said He's gonna make us dumb. Make our tongues cleave to the roof. Now, say for instance, we playing a literal trumpet, and your tongue cleave to the roof of your mouth. You ain't gonna be able to. You know what I'm saying? You can do too much more in regards to blowing the trumpet. Go ahead.
This 1 Corinthians 14:8. For the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle?
Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
If it's time for war and you playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, ain't nobody gonna get up with their armor on, nothing. They gonna think he up there chilling. But it's time for war, so you gotta give that dum. It's a certain vibration, like everybody get up, ready, prepared.
Yeah, you playing Bruce Step. Y'all ever heard that song called Two Step? Yeah, DJ. You got Jake done remixed the bitch and made a Jake song talking about Bruce Step. Bruce Step. I said, bro, we got motherfuckers out here playing Bruce
Hell no.
Go ahead.
I just got the etymology of I always bring this out, but it's one particular point. So I'm talking about it's the etymology of crazy from the online etymology. One particular part it says with manic vigor or frequency. So yeah, so that to show you what the brother's on into, because if you go to the top, it says disease or sickness. Our people are sick and they're diseased in the mind. You know what I'm saying? Because scripture talking about giving you the plague of the mind. You know what I'm saying? That because the mind is connected to the soul and the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? So the frequencies that it receives, the mind eats also. So the frequencies that it receives, okay, that's what you ultimately give out, man. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua said that it's what comes out of a man that defiles him, man. Right. Ultimately, it came from the frequencies that it received, man. That's why it's imperative to actually receive the proper frequencies, in which the tune that we are in is the proper frequency to be in, man. Because to show you that when Esau he's a master of frequencies too, because that's what these cell phones is about, these cell towers and all these things. Right. So he had turned the frequencies up to try to change the mood of the people, man, and keep them in a certain mindset, man.
That's like science, because you can take music and it do certain things to water.
Right.
Our bodies is made of what?
Right.
Water.
Exactly.
So frequencies.
It's a real thing, man. Yeah, it's a real thing. That's why we got this. The spirit is a frequency. Everything is when you they get a science experiment. Everything really just moves fast. The reason why it's a sound object is because it's moving so fast. Now it becomes a sound object, and that's like the doctrine. The doctrine is you're talking about sound doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We able to uphold the fast frequency of the heavens, man.
Yeah, and it speaks about sound wave.
Exactly.
That's how the frequency go up. You know what I'm saying? It's a sound wave.
And that sound doctrine also going to be a complete and whole.
Bro, that's the spirit, right? Because it talks about that. It talks about that etymology of sound being healthy. You know what I'm saying? Unsound is being disease or sickness.
Demons.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, again, we brought it out again. 1 Corinthians 14:8. That's why it's important to give the correct vibration so that they can prepare for the battle. Because it said, how can you prepare for the battle if I don't have the correct, you know what I'm saying, warning, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's one thing. Next thing I know, I go out there and I get consumed, man.
Go ahead. Sound is,
no, go ahead.
I was just thinking sound is very destructive. Like you can use sound to destroy. Prime example being what y'all read about Jericho. You know, that what brought the building down, obviously the spirit probably how much shot. But when you think about the science of it too, you know, that vibrating, right. You know, those loud frequencies. That's why even Esau military, they use that
LRAD.
What's it called?
LRAD.
Yeah, like crowd control and stuff.
Long range audio device. That's what the acronym stands for. Long range acoustic device or audio device. LRAD. Yeah.
So that can be destructive. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord got 144,000 trumpets down here blowing that vibration. Eventually, shit gonna trumpet.
That shit could probably kill you. I wouldn't be surprised because I see in movies, you know, where they depict the scene or whatever, where some niggas playing some loud free. Go crazy. Because that's a spirit. And you know what go crazy? The spirits that's in you do this. Exactly. Go crazy because you know what movie I was thinking about? Venom. But they had to make a loud ass sound with the nigga to get the spirits to get the fuck out of here.
But no, that's right. Because that'll make someone, let's say they armed with a weapon, right? You gonna play that thing. Your main instinct is to cover your ears. You ain't thinking about firing back or trying to. You stop everything just to try to get away from that noise. Man. Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, they do that with like beasts. They have like whistles, like dogs.
It's
a certain noise that makes them. Fucking,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You see a dog when they hear like an ambulance or fireworks, they get the bugging out and shit.
And that's beautiful that you said that too, because that's what the truth is doing to the spirits too. Like when he was talking about Venom, right? When he hit it wrong, when he was trying to get the demon up out of him. That's what the truth is doing. When it's hitting the spirits, it's trying to pull the spirits off of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's fighting against them. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's why they got to move away from the sound. They walk away. You know what I'm saying? They go their separate way. To get away from that veil that was moved, which is the scriptures, man.
Which is the reading.
I had that appreciation.
This is what I was thinking about. I'm gonna have you finish reading. You have made the statement that pretty much about the sound that if you ain't hearing the proper sound, we're gonna prepare ourselves to the battle. Yeah. But what essentially is the battle you know what I'm saying, leading into. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, Jacob's trouble leading to the time of Armageddon. All right, and the MOTB being in the midst of that. And we're in a time where they're literally presenting that information and technology to the masses, soon to be made mandated or mandatory. All right, in which if you don't take it, you're going to be destroyed. All right, you know, and so we warning the masses so that way that they can take heed. Like Scripture say, he that run that may read it. In the book of what is it, Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. All right, that he may run that readeth it. All right, we warning the masses that they may be prepared for the time that's coming. All right, because the Heavenly Father, like Scripture says, we have not shunned to declare unto you the whole gospel of Yahweh Shemai Al-Shah. He endows certain men with his secret gifts. All right, to be able to forewarn you of the time that's happening before they occur. That's literally the role of being a prophet, man.
Real quick, man.
You got
Psalms 40:10. It says, I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation.
Yeah, the Lord said that you don't light a candle and put it on the bushel. You probably set it up on the candlestick so it can get light to everybody in the room. You're supposed to let your light shine. Why would I conceal it? And that's spiritual because only a selfish nigga is supposed to conceal something like this.
Yeah, bro.
If you're really a person that really love your people, you know what I'm saying? Like genuinely love your people, you gonna want everybody to know. Right. Even Paul said that. You know what I'm saying? I think he was talking about he wish he was a curse. Or he wish that all men could be saved or something like that. I thought that Paul said that.
He did.
That's a long time. Yeah, that's one. Now I'm thinking of another one. We were talking about that too.
But I got some.
I got some.
I got some. You got
Make it.
I got something. This Psalms 89 and 15. This is going back to the sound. It said, "Blessed is the people that know the joyful sound." And that joyful sound is the scriptures, man. And it says, "They shall walk, O Lord, in the light of thy countenance. In the name shall they rejoice all the day. And in thy righteousness shall they be exalted." So this is the right doctrine, because you can't be wavering and pushing the wrong things. People, they got a problem with we coming out with the Quran. We on tune. We keep pushing that, and people get off track, and they want to come against the men of the great millstone. So we are the ones that's pushing the same tune, the same sound. And it talks about, we shall rejoice in the name of Yahweh Shemai Al-Shah. A lot of these other camps, they go off with the other names, and, that's pretty much the point, because we rejoicing, we stand on that same tune.
Yeah, it said the Lord is going to shine his...
Read it again.
Yeah, Bible show.
Psalms 89 and 15. Blessed is the people, which is the Israelite, the so-called black Hispanic American similar enemies, the elect. Blessed is the people that know the joyful sound. They shall walk, O Lord, in the light of thy countenance.
Right. So it said they shall walk in the light of the countenance of the Lord. And that's what we do when we anoint ourselves and each other. We ask the Lord to do what? Shine his light upon us. That he, shine his face upon us. That's what we ask for when we anoint ourselves and each other. So when you take heed to the joyful sound, which is the doctrine, the gospel, the good news, the Lord is going to shine his countenance upon you. You know what I'm saying? We all made in the Lord's image, but you made in the Lord's image once you come into this truth and start to walk, walk that walk that Yahweh shall walk.
I got a quick one on what brother said. It's about being stingy and selfish with the word, because we gain the word to teach others. This is 2 Timothy 2:2.
Yeah, that's what Paul told him, right?
And the things that thou hast heard of me.
That's what Paul told Timothy. Timothy, an Israelite, even though his father is Greek, his father is an Israelite foreigner, man. Right. He was following the Greek customs. Like Paul said, he probably had a mohawk, tattoos, whatever, but he's an Israelite. His lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
He had Greek citizenship.
Right. He followed Greek customs. He probably spoke the Greek language.
Right.
He probably was a Hellenist or a Hellen. I forget which one between the two.
Hellenist.
The Hellenistas is the ones who knew that they was Israelites, but they was following other customs and things of that nature. Then you got the Hellen, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't know that they was Israelites at all. Go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy 2:2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also.
Right, so that's what Paul, is that Timothy?
Yeah, he said Timothy too.
This is the letter that Paul wrote to Timothy. Oh, okay, come on. That's what Paul telling Timothy. You know, he said, look, you got to teach this to other individuals who are going to be able to teach others also. And it's good to tell you, you don't cast your pearl before swine. You see, you got to teach individuals who, like the Church of Berea, or the Church of, I think that's in Corinthians too. Where Paul said they addicted they to the ministry. I forget which house that was. I'm not gonna get it for you. Yeah. 1 Corinthians 15, 16.
It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier.
Yeah, that's spiritual, right? Endure hardness. That's what I was talking about earlier about you can't stop blowing the trumpet. That's a hard task. Like I said, the apostle, he mentioned the great trumpeters, bro. Miles Davis, you know what I'm saying? Dizzy Gillespie. You see? So you got to endure that hardness because that's a hard task, having to blow and, you know what I'm saying, exert that amount of energy for that set time.
Yeah, man, it take a lot to blow a trumpet. And I tried more than once, and it just don't sound right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because even with blowing the shawar, how you say it in the Hebrew? The Hebrew word for trumpet is shawar.
Shawar? Is it shawar?
What is it?
Shawar?
Shawar?
I think it is.
Okay, come on, yeah. Bible shop, look it
You
up.
gotta have a lot of breath, a lot of, like you said earlier.
Yeah, you gotta be in shape. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Right. You gotta have your yeah, right. Yeah, it comes from your stomach.
And that's what you do when you preach, though.
Yeah.
You go on the highways and byways, you gotta lift your voice up like a trumpet, like the scripture say. And that comes from the belly. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come from the belly with it. You can't come from your you can't come from the back of your throat with it.
Right.
Even when you sing, the elder Uriah, when he came to Cleveland, he said that when you sing, you come from the belly with it, you come from the stomach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you get all the bass, that's when you get all the strength and power. With
the stomach got a spirit in it. It's the spirit in it, bro. You see me? Hey, but even when you watch Hustle and Flow, when he was making that song, this chick, Taraji P. Henson, he was singing tell her that. You push that shit out. Push that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And she was pregnant at the time. But then when she pushed it out, it was the spirit. That was the one right there. Yeah.
It says, thou therefore, this is 2 Timothy 2:3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shabbat. No man that war entangling himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. Mm-hmm. And if any man also strive for the masteries, yet is he not crowned except he strive unlawfully.
Right. Basically, you got to be in accordance with the scriptures. Because you know how sometimes like a motherfucker get over you so-called in the world and you want to get carnal and step outside the boundaries of the scriptures. You got the scriptures so you got to strive lawfully. You got to stay in the boundaries and the confines of the scriptures.
That goes back to like your music. Because if you go off out of bounds, everybody see you. We all playing music and you play the wrong song or sound.
It said the Lord has chosen us to be a soldier, right? So if the Lord chose us to be a soldier, we gotta please, you know what I'm saying? We gotta please our leader the best way we know how, as soldiers. So if we strive lawfully, that means what? Doing things according to the book. You know what I'm saying? When you're a soldier, you can't just fight you can't go out there all willy-nilly. There's order, there's rank you have to follow. You know what I'm saying? You got the generals, you know what I'm saying? You got the top official, whatever the hell, however that goes. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is in the ministry. We are soldiers fighting in the ministry. You know what I'm saying? You got generals, we got to strive lawfully, which means we got to strive in order according to the book, according to the scriptures. Just like, you know what I'm saying? If you fight a real war, you have to fight, because that's what strive means, to fight. You have to fight according to the battlefield, you know what I'm saying? According to the ranking. That's just like at 300, when you watch 300, if nobody couldn't nobody lift their shield up. They couldn't fight. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't able to go out there in the battle.
You got to fight according to the rules. That's what it is. Because even dealing when you going into arena fighting, you can't just, like for instance with UFC, the MMA, that's mixed martial arts. So you can use hands, elbows, knees, choke niggas. You know what I'm saying? So that's rules for that particular sport. You got boxing. You can't, and you got kickboxing, and you got Muay Thai. You see what I'm saying? So you got to strive within the confines of the rules, because that's what the boundaries is. Because if it's a rule and you go break it, you go outside of the boundary. So that's what the boundaries is. The rules that the heavenly fight. What's the rules? The ordinances, the laws.
Like rules of engagement.
Right, exactly. Yes. Rules of engagement, like the brother said.
I got a quick precept.
You got it.
This is Revelation 8:1, and the point is in verse 2. It says, "And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about a space of a half an hour. And I saw the seven angels."
Right, and that's our forefather, John the Revelator, on the island of Patmos, right? And he just had a vision of the 144,000 in the previous chapter, seeing them get beat, the innumerable multitude, crowns, and so on and so forth. So the space of an hour is basically John the Revelator. He was waiting there for visions to come back, and it was about like a half an hour, and then the visions started coming up, and that's what we're gonna go into in this chapter right here.
Verse 2.
Yep. You got it, bro. You got it.
It says, verse 2, "And I saw the seven angels which stood before the Most High, and to them were given seven trumpets." So, that's what, brothers have been going into, but just to touch on some Shamari's point about the preparation for war. The angels have been blowing these trumpets, for a certain period of time. And right now we're close to the seventh trumpet, which is the trumpet being blown for the coming of Yahushua. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So these angels have been blowing these trumpets, giving us the warning all the way up until now, until the final trump is gonna be blown.
So because angels simply mean messengers. Messengers of Yahweh. So who was reading? Brother, you got to close out pretty soon. It was out what's good for reading.
This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and 14. I'm sorry, 14. It says, "The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly." Right? Because it's gonna be a new high holy day. All right, and it's gonna be a new memorial. That's what that's held in the earth. All right, on the destruction of Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's gonna know this. All right, one, because the prophets is on the scene, and then but two, you know what I'm saying? The trumpet was blown, man. It's going, like the brother was saying earlier, the trumpet is going to be blown in that time where people is not going to be ignorant to actually what's going on.
If I can say, we blowing the trumpet now for one of the people to come. That's a foreshadowing. Mm-hmm. But if I can say, can you imagine how devastating it has to be out here for a mighty man to cry bitterly? Right. You know what I'm saying? A bitter cry is not just a simple tear falling. It's like, yo, he weeping, he's sobbing, he crying, you know what I'm saying? So for a mighty man to be in that position, how much more everyone else that's around? Yeah. You know?
It says a woman and travail.
Yeah, you got it.
It says 15 that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. Right? Because brothers mentioned that earlier in Numbers 10 and 9. You know what I'm saying about something about the fenced city or something to that effect. You know, that's. No, I was about to say, scripture talk about the Lord coming in like a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? Because even though it's supposed to be guarded, like, you know what I'm saying, you put this facade on like this place is untouchable, the thief still found a way to enter in. And that's what Yahushua is coming to do. All right? He's about the ICBM missiles, all right, and everything else that it consists of, man.
Right, because that's reminiscent of the destruction. Right. That's what's going to be happening.
Yep.
There's going to be sirens and all type of shit going on. It's always like that. When you watch the movie, like, for example, like, well, even if you watch, like, shit with the Ukraine and the Russia conflict, you know, but when you watch the movie, like, Pearl Harbor, when the Ammonites, they attacked this bitch in, like, the early 1900s,
They was having sirens. That's what you got a tornado siren for. You see? So yeah, that's destruction. You know.
They were saying the thing that happened was in Maui.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they didn't hear the alarms.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Yup.
You know, so alarms are very important, man. Unless people got phone alarms to wake them up to go to work.
That's smoke detectors.
Smoke detectors. You know what I'm saying? Car alarms.
Yeah.
Alarms warn us of certain things, man. You know, sirens, right? 17 it says, and I will bring distress upon men that they shall walk like blind men because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Most High's wrath, but the whole land should be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Right, so there you have it, man. Because while the alarm and the warning went out, you know what I'm saying? You got some people, you got a second people that chose to listen and prepare themselves, put the proper armor on, you know, mentally prepared. You know what I'm saying? They because you can't just jump into a battle. It's a period of time like that you have to prepare your mind too, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're spiritually training right now. And you got a second people that's, you know, in the spirit of mirth and, you know, forward in this man's system and going outside of that warning, not putting the proper armor on. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have a bulletproof vest on, I get shot up. You know what I'm saying? Niggas shoot me in the chest or what have you, man. You know, so it's very important for us to have the proper armor on. That's what we're doing as the men of the Lord, man.
Yeah, so hey man, with that, we praise edifying and we give all praise and glory to
Hey,
double honor to the apostles that was been a great millstone that rule well, that taught us the truth. And hey, I can't man keep pushing, Lord willing, we almost out here. You know, the brothers have a wild, you know, more blowing up trumpets. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.